All right, I'm restreaming this. Looks like I had some issues with Bookmap lagging, so I'm restarting the stream. We're finding some absorption here. This red looks like there's a little bit more liquidity to be had, but we got some major negative delta. Right here at the 35s. I'm taking small risk here right now. Okay, so my camera is covering up this other thing, so I'm gonna put that over here. The market pulse. I do usually do the market pulse, but I gotta figure out how I can hear it. I know you guys are gonna be hear it, but now that I have my microphone plugged in, I can't hear it. So I gotta figure that out. It's my first live stream on the ES futures on Bookmap. As you can notice, my Bookmap settings are a little bit different. Okay, our coffee lover. Got my coffee here.
Sweep ESM for CME sellers at 5,235.75.
So again, it's not just going to be me just playing Bookmap live. I'm going to be commenting through it. May not always be commenting, but I am going to be on here. Commenting on my trading, if that's something that you enjoy. So if we look here on this, right in here, okay, so we got some big absorption here. I'm going to take a small risk here actually, and I'm going to figure out what my target is. But this big absorption here, and there's buyers starting to step in. If I look at here, the delta is very negative. That means there's a lot of buyers on the other side of the book grabbing. There's some liquidity. My stop's going to be under here. The one thing I don't quite have yet is my profit. All right, I would say it's going to be above VWAP. It's going to be at least 43. $43, $44, yep. So a little over 2 to 1. So about 2.5 to 1 risk to reward, small risk. Now this isn't a clear definition or a clear spot, but it's low risk for me because I see what I'm seeing here. Let me get out of this screen so I can actually see what I'm doing. What I'm seeing is buyers stepping in. I'm seeing sellers not get rewarded. They're getting absorbed by the buyer. So I'm not going to hesitate to move here. Now, I do see it maybe coming back down and taking out this liquidity here. But I am strong enough conviction here to just go ahead and take a small risk. It is at one of my key levels. And if I can get Bookmap to draw, I don't know if it's because I use a Mac that it doesn't like it, but I can't seem to get the drawing tool all the time to work. So you know, it's kind of annoying sometimes. See, it deselects it. Yeah. Anyway, if I could draw like kind of a zone here, the absorption zone, you have 1, 2, 3 times where it's coming to a level here at the 5235s, and it's just finding a ton of resistance. So if you look on the depth of market, which I like to use, you'll see that right here, this negative 1500 delta, that means while there's a lot of aggressive buyers pushing, it means there's a lot of sellers on the other end absorbing all of that. And it's a sign to me that there might be interest to go the other way. It doesn't always mean that's always the case. Small risk, I'm taking a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio here to move forward. So buyers are trying to step in here.
Sweep ESM for CME sellers at 5,237.5.
A lot of times you're just gonna have to wait out a move. I mean, it's just what it is. You're gonna have to hang out and wait out a move. But small risk for me. The other thing that's a big confluence for me, knowing that the market's probably going to either continue higher or pullbacks are going to be short-lived, meaning sell-offs. The VIX is low; it's below 1435, and there's a guy I kind of follow. He's a full-time trader, and he really likes the VIX a lot. Something I just taking note, he seems to be pretty accurate, is if the VIX is moving up in the move and it's past 1435, it tends to be a stronger move. It can be continual sell-off if it's selling. And there also has to be a bearing where the S&P 500 or ES has to be moving more than 1% a day, more than 1%. So yeah, that's something I'm kind of pay attention to. So right now with the VIX kind of low, it's at 14.1. I'm delayed 10 minutes. I don't have the live feed on that, so I'm 10 minutes delayed. So I might subscribe to that feed. I just don't know if it's that worth it. It's on Bookmap. I'm sorry, not on Bookmap. It's on TradingView. So right now I'm actually looking on TradingView. So you can see here, VIX 1405. So it's pretty low. Once it gets up to here, if I see a move down now and it breaks through here, then I know that sell-off can be even higher. But yeah, it's definitely a confluence factor. Right now we're just hitting this buy zone and then just not really doing a whole lot yet. Like I said, it's early. We might just sit sideways until the news really comes out. We got some buying stepping in. I'm looking at the 44s for my target. Let's see if we can get above VWAP here and take some strong buying. Oh, let me switch to my Bookmap. So I took risk right around here at this big absorption down in here. One of the things I've going to be working on, that I'm looking back over my journaling and even just seeing my results, reviewing my trades for the day. One of the things I'm noticing is that I am too quick to move up my stop loss to break even, and then, or just above break even, and then market will trigger that and then continue on back up or even a higher level. So one of the things that I'm going to psychologically tell myself, even if I take a small loss, that I am going to not I'm going to not move my stop loss unless I see something in the market that's odd or off and there's a sign that there's just a lot of resistance in the zone that I'm not getting. I am not going to remove my stop loss today. Like, I am determined. I'm going to take smaller risks, so it's not a big deal to me. And I'm not going to talk about my trade amounts. I mean, everybody's got difference. Big deal is your risk to reward, your win rate. We can talk about journaling, but you need to be reviewing. It's one of the things I like about the Global Plus. I did subscribe to the Global Plus Bookmap. I do have a discount code. I got to start putting this in the description, so I'll do that in the future. But one of the things that I want to be doing is making sure I follow my plan. You have a plan, and then you're going to look back. A lot of times that plan worked out if you just followed it. And so we let ourselves get to a point where, hey, I don't want to be a loser ever. Now, granted, there are times when like the market will go within 1 point of your take profit and then turn away back around. There is a balance with that. And I think you're going to have to find that. But in most opportunities, most of the times I'm finding is that I am not taking a loss. I am taking, I'm missing out on big wins, I should say, by being afraid of taking a small loss. So there are and so I'm pretty good at keeping my stop loss. So if it hits there, it hits, take a loss, and I usually don't get too emotional about it. But I am annoyed when I miss out on a big trade because I moved my stop loss. All right, so looks like it's got some sell-off back into the zone. We're finding some resistance up here.
Sweep ESM for CME sellers at 5,236.5.
Back to almost my entry. Let's see if it can find a base and then take off. So that's my challenge now, is to, again, it's finding liquidity here and then trying to buy. So we got hovering around VWAP right now. All right, when I take a drink of coffee, I'm going to try to turn this down. I hate it when I hear people live and they're just sipping and you just throatal swallowing. Oh my gosh. Like, okay, just turn your mic off. I'll try to remember. I mean, I'm going to try to remember to do that. I just don't see a way to do a quick mute here. I have to like actually drag the slider down. to turn me down. Okay, so give me a second. All right. So you're gonna have to be okay with losing and know where you're at, what you're gonna take, and hey, that's the risk I take, and I know what my plan is. I'm gonna follow it. I'm not gonna deviate from it. The only time I'm gonna move up my stop loss now is if I see a clear, like a move up. Let's say I see a move up by 5-6 points, and then it like finds another base and then continues to move up. Then that new base, where it retraced a little bit, that new base, I might move my stop loss to just under that base. So after it makes a good initial move, right now we're only about 3 points off from my entry. You know, I just need it to go now. Now it just needs to take off. But I think we're in just a sideways market. People are kind of just hanging off until news happens, so it's not super volatile. So it's not really the most ideal time to trade. You know, you want to see the market move, especially in order flow trading. And it's good that you're probably not even in a trade. But I do see, you know, I just got to wait for it. Sometimes you just got to put your stop loss, take profit, and walk away. In markets like this, you just see it back and forth, up and down. So, and if you're just watching it up and down, it could just be a roller coaster ride emotionally. So sometimes it could just be easier just to go walk away, grab some breakfast, do some other stuff. Of course, I already made
Sweep
my coffee
ESM
and
for
everything,
CME
but sometimes
buyers
I'll
at
go,
50
if
to
something else I
40.
finish, just walk away mentally, emotionally, just, you'd be surprised, you know, all this up and down stuff right now is just noise. All right, we're finding buyers coming in. You can see the pulse indicator is pushing, so we got some strong push. We have a sweep up, a book sweep. So that's what the book sweep indicator is right there. So a little bit of algorithms probably either stepping in. The VWAP is here. So let's see if it tests VWAP and hopefully comes back up. We have some liquidity down here at the 36s. Strong liquidity down here, but nothing directly under it here. It's not, I know that there's Bookmap also has an iceberg indicator. I haven't got a bunch of add-ons. I do have the premium subscription with the Global Plus, so it comes with the Market Pulse, the sweeps indicator, and then I do have absorption, but although I kind of can see absorption, I can see it visually, so I don't always need to hear it or tell me it's absorbing. I can tell that it is. I've got this nasty, I don't want to say nasty cold, but definitely I don't get sick often, but I've got one right now. I've got this cold. All right, we're at the 40s. Push back up again. So we have buyers again stepping in. See, my target's at the 44s, a little over 2 to 1 risk reward ratio. It's like VWAP now is becoming support. Thinking about moving my stop loss under this little structure here, absorption. So that would be at the 36s. So probably about break even. I know I'm almost telling myself, do I do that? But that would be a small loss if it triggered there. So we don't not having any clear moves right now. It's grabbing this liquidity up here that's sitting on the book, finding some resistance, but no strong moves either way. What I don't like is this aggressive buying here, and it's just finding resistance here at the 41s. So we got ourselves a tight range going on right now. So we found resistance up here at the 41s, 42s earlier. Found support down here. So we got this range from here, 40s to down to the 35s, 41s, 42s down to the 35s. So I bought at the bottom. So, you know, just hang through it. Hopefully, like we start seeing momentum through. The VIX is down. Just to quickly, I have such a low risk though. I'm down here at the bottom here. I made my risk down here at the 35s. 35.50 is where I believe I'm in. So I'm already up 5 points. I just don't want to see it come all the way back down, obviously. So we are live. This is Wednesday, March 20th, 7:11 Pacific Standard Time. Again, it's a big news day, but it's early and we're not seeing that. So now I'm seeing a lot of resistance. This I don't like. So I may adjust my trading here. I could see it easily swinging back down all the way to the low, and then I could just take it again. So you could take a little small profit here and then just and then just work all the way back up to the top after it bounces, you know, at VWAP or something. Come all the way back down to the bottom. So there is a risk here, so it's just dropping off here now. See if it finds support at VWAP and turns around. I mentally I need to not move my stop loss because it's just a bad habit. I feel like you always want to manage trades, right? You're watching, you're seeing things that's going on. You feel like you got to do something, right? Other than just at the mercy of the market, but you just go with the flow. So it looks like we might find some support here at this VWAP. Now my DOM, if you notice how I trade my DOM, my depth of market pro on Bookmap is kind of overlaps the SVP over here just because it's just such redundant information. I have that same information over here, my volume. So I'm looking over here more for the volume over here. This book, current order book is aligned with the ask and bid book. But so I'm kind of looking at both of those, but I am looking at this current delta. So it looks like it might come back down and touch this liquidity down here before it turns around. But it's a rangy market. It's a rangy market. So yeah, here we go. It's selling back off. So didn't like this resistance up here. It kept hitting, and now it's struggling to find enough buyers to push through. It's a little bit of exhaustion instead of absorption. It's more like buyers ran out of steam and sellers are stepping back in. But this is a good sign when you have another basing center here, cluster, and buyers could step in and easily push through. So this is where I usually find another place where I would move my stop loss as it moves up. It's a logical place, at least. It's a logical place to move up my stop loss if I'm under a cluster as I'm taking a move up. All right, coffee time. I will try to turn down my mic when I take on coffee. The worst thing in the world is hearing some people swallow, blowing a mic. Ugh, it's so annoying. All right, so we have another test up here. So will it break through this time, that little structure up here? Again, I wish I could draw on Bookmap. It's not working right now. Like I said, I find it to be, oh, it's gonna let me draw this time. Oh, geez. So that's the structure I'm looking at right now. And it's testing it again. Oh, and it's gonna break through, okay. So I might move my stop loss to under this structure now that I'm up several points. And if I put my structure stop loss under here, under that structure, and then I'm basically, it's a logical place. So at the 52.37s, 50s. So I would take about a 1 point win, 1.5 point win there under that, and now I'm risk free. I could also put it under this structure here, would be the second place to put it, but this is at VWAP structure, and then we have strong buying. So I only need it to go about 4 more points to hit my target. 3 more points. I'm at 52.44 is my target right now. So how do I determine your target? So you need to have a plan. I'm looking at some of the previous highs or some previous, you can use Bookmap or you can use TradingView. That's up to you, what you want to use as your target. If you look back here, there's some structure over here that hits some of the highs. And now that Bookmap's allowing me to draw, I can probably draw this again. Yep. So right up here is a good zone for target right now, especially being rangy as it is. Still finding resistance at this level, you know, so you have this big volume delta here. If you look at the DOM, at the market, so you have some positive aggressive buyers, but you definitely have some liquidity sitting on the other side of the book absorbing that buying action. So it's still stuck in this range. Technically has not broken out of the structure with this here. That's the joys of trading. Just it's fun, right? You just don't really know where the market is. You just to take your setup, and you have a small advantage, and your risk to reward is good. Right now, minus 2 to 1. Here comes the selling coming in. Okay, so that's a good sweep down here. I'm assuming it's gonna take maybe some base at the find support at the VWAP, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be the case. So I'm only going to be watching futures. I have, if you can see up here, I'm using Rhythmic data that you have subscribed to. And this is the June contract on the minis, ES minis. I know there is another person doing the Bookmap live, and they're doing NASDAQ too, and it's just really showing a chart. But this is more or less following a journey. I'm going to talk a little bit about strategy. I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing. If I'm in a trade, I'll talk about that. It's more about accountability and bringing in a journey. I'm still a newer trader, but I want to force myself to follow my own rules. And if I'm going live, my idea is that, hey, I'm going to have other people watching me, and I'm going to have to stick to my plan. So that's always huge. Now, again, I've talked about who I follow. I don't follow a ton of people. I do go on the Bookmap website and I watch some of their videos. Some great resources if you want to learn about Bookmap. But one of the traders that turned me on to Bookmap and that I follow him very regularly. As a matter of fact, I am on their Discord now and check in on where his thoughts are, and that is Invested Trade by Carmine Rosato. So we have some resistance, and we're going back down the VWAP. Strong range, nothing's really moving. Yeah, nothing's moving. I mean, typically, you know, I probably just walk away from this market. This trade doesn't work out, and just keep an eye on it and just go in and see the move, because this is just low volatility, low range session right now. We're stuck like literally within about a 7-point range, a 6-point range in the last, I don't know, almost an hour. Like, it's just nothing is, it's not moving right now. So it's not a fun time to trade these opening sessions when the market's just waiting for the news and they're all just silent, sitting on their hands, which is it can wear on you psychologically if you're in and out of trades and doing a trade right now. But I am currently in one small risk trade. I am up. I got in at the upper 35s in the 36 range, at the bottom of the range here. I'm down. I got in down here because all this absorption was a good signal to me that buyers were not overtaking the sellers. So you have a lot of sellers sitting on the book here. And it also confluenced with my buying zones on TradingView. It talks about where they make a big move from an earlier move. So that's why I put small risk here, and so it's a good trade right now. But this could just sit here and reject and then just come all the way back down. But I'm not going to take a loss on this trade now. I'm taking at least a small win, if anything. So it's risk free right now, which is good. I don't have to worry. The thing that would really frustrate me, though, is if this goes all the way up, goes red, and then finally moves up and then hits my stop loss, right? That's been my Achilles heel, moving up my stop loss too quick. But in this ranging market, yeah, I could just walk away right now and
Sweep
just
ESM
not
for
think about
CME
it.
buyers
We
at
have a push up here, so let's see if we
5,241.75.
continue this. We have our first push up out of this structure. We're just making higher highs and higher lows here. We're just base up. We got like a little trend line. If you drew a line here, you'd see of course I can't draw. All right, buyers are stepping in. Okay, we got some life. A couple more points and I will hit my take profit. Let's see if we can keep going here. Well, probably should have stayed in a little bit longer and let it run, but I did take profit. So it was about a 3.5. So I took the trade down here at this absorption, got in right at 36. I think I got it 36, took it to 44. So follow my plan. So I got to be happy with that, right? Now I did move up my stop loss once it came down here and hit this structure. I moved up my stop loss to basically a 1.5 point risk-free trade right under this
Sweep
cluster.
ESM for CME sellers at 5,243.75.
First time live, go take a winner. All right, I'll be right back here in a second. course, now I'm going to be kicking myself because markets just actually come alive here. Something surged into it and it's just moving. Finally broke through that range. Now I've had more contracts and more risk. Maybe I would have closed like half and then let the other half run and just look at seeing when the market's starting to see exhaustion here, because this move is pretty strong. But I can't complain. I followed my plan. I have took a win. So took a low risk, 3.5 point winner, 3.5 risk to reward. Yeah, so there we go. It's just still going. All right, what's all-time highs here? I'm going to look at TradingView real quick and oops, let's change this. Ow. So all-time highs are up here in this 52.57. We are coming into this 30-minute supply zone that I have. We're at 49.50. That was formed back here on March 8th. So a little while ago. So we're gonna test. I mean, there's potential we go up here to test that, and then test all-time highs again today after news with news. So, but you can see that's where I was kind of making my structure is take profit right here at the top of this structure, but it's so strong that I could have let runners go because the order flow now, obviously, candle chart doesn't tell you what the order flow is going to tell you, so that's where you have a strong advantage. All right, let's go back to Bookmap. Still going strong here with aggressive buying. I already took a trade, successful one, and I know sometimes a lot of people will, if they have a good trade, they just want to walk away from the market. Took a good trade, great, awesome. Let me move away. Let me just take the rest of the day off. You know. I like to think that if you made a good trade, it means you made a great decision, right? You're trading off of this good mindset. That means, you know, if you are in a good mindset, why walk away from that, right? Yes, I think part of it, sometimes we don't want to walk away from the day, you know, being a good winner and having a good feeling, want to walk away having a great feeling, right? And so that there's a little bit of a psychological weakness in that too. The idea that I have to walk away from my screen feeling good. And it's not all about our feelings, right? It's about opportunities. There's so many times I walked away away from my screen feeling great about what I did that day. And then if I look back, and I was like, there was 2 other trades that I could have taken on
Sweep
top of
ESM
that
for CME sellers at 5,246.75.
Because I wanted to feel good, I walked away from the screen and didn't trade anymore. But when the market's moving, there's so many opportunities to get out of a trade and then get back in a trade. Get out and get back in. So if you're in the right mindset, you're in the flow, you see how things are going, You want to you take advantage of that. I don't know if any of you, if you play poker, Texas Hold'em or Omaha, one of the things, the mindset you want to do is, a lot of people will try to earn their money back when they're losing. Well, get revenge on the market, get revenge on the table, and they start playing bad when they try to earn back the money. Same thing will happen in the market, right? You are going to try to earn that money back. That's when it's usually you're gonna usually blow an account. Well, if you have the mindset where I'm winning, I'm up, right? You're playing good, you're playing smart. Why would you, and the market is giving you money, why would you walk away from that? So now I work full time as well, so I will not be able to sit around here in the market all day long as some are able to, but ideally I'm trading as long as I can if I am up and I am seeing moves and I'm doing well. So, and I'll turn off the screen quickly if I'm just making bad decisions and I start getting frustrated, feeling the emotions pop in. Now, the idea is if you have those emotions come in, negative emotions, hey, I'm missing out, making mistakes, or trades are going against me, may not even be making mistakes, it's just the market's moving against you. The idea is then to recover and identify those feelings and then be able to still make a trade and take an opportunity. You have 2 or 3 losers in a row, you only need 1 winner usually if you have the good risk to reward ratio to overcome those losses. All right, so we've got some big selling coming in here. Some resistance up here at the 47s. I'm going to take out some of these drawings now. I'm going to take out this one at least. Just hide them for now. So we had that structured to 41s. So you see right here, you have this big seller come in. Liquidity was filled. Looks like it was intense. Some of these are spoofs. Sometimes they'll come in, try to manipulate the market by putting their order on the book and then not really be intent about actually staying on the book. But this one actually was absorbed. It looks like you have the seller here, seller up here. So you have some resistance coming in of sellers on the book, and now we have the move back down. Strong move. Wouldn't be surprised to see it go all the way back down the VWAP. Yeah, so that would have been a good time to maybe have taken a sell right here. You got absorption, comes in, boom, and then you got strong buying that comes in after. Opposite selling comes in directly after that buying absorption. I'm just going to take my camera off for a little bit. We can just watch Bookmap. So we're finding some support here of VWAP again. Yeah, we're finding some support in this VWAP again here. Broke below it, but then we see some buying coming, stepping in. Oh, what happened to my... Oh, it wasn't recentered. I was like, what happened to my DOM? But it just wasn't recentered correctly. So I'm gonna overlap this SVP on the Bookmap order flow just because it's being redundant with the VPB. I don't need to see that information. Technically, I don't even need to see this order book because I see it here on the DOM as well. I had a different setting here, how this was delayed. There was a decay that would start taking these numbers out, and then I had reset it, and I don't remember what my settings were. So one thing with Bookmap, there's so many settings, there's so many different ways you can have even the same tool display the information to you. So I got to figure out, I might have to go figure out the settings that I want on my DOM to see a decay, to start seeing a disappearance of these numbers, because it's the most recent data that is the most valuable to me. So I got to go back and, I don't know, there was some YouTube video that I watched and it had the settings and I kind of liked it. I didn't even need to adjust those. So you're going to have settings that you need to adjust. But the one thing I don't like about this current setting is that while I see the number here, I don't know exactly when. Now it's 115, 116. So how long has it been 116? You know, now the last time it hit up at this number was 421 on the recent ask, and then recent bid was here. But how long? There's several times that it hit here that it got it up to 429. That was hit on the ask for 429 contracts. So I want to know more. I want to see even more recent data than this. So I got to fix my settings on that. Maybe I do that live. I don't know. I hate fumbling around live. I don't know if that's clear data. So VWAP seems to be a support right now. It might be a good time to actually put on a trade here. This is finding that structure, that same structure that was earlier, and it's finding support for it, and buyers are now stepping in. But if I was going to do that, I probably should have taken it right around here, get a good risk to reward, take it back up to the 47s. So small risk, like 1.5 point stop loss to 6 point, you know, at the 47s, from 40, 47, 7-point win for a 7. I mean, that's a great risk to reward here. I've already, and that's the thing, like I've already taken a good trade, and now I'm sometimes hesitate on taking another good trade. But it is a very rangy market. Like we had this strong move here a little bit earlier, then a strong move back down. But other than that, it's just been very rangy bound. You know, I took a trade, entered long here, saw this absorption. That was my confirmation, and took it all the way up to the 44s. But now we're finding like another base here, this structure, the same structure here. And then I don't know if Bookmap's going to let me draw again here, but let's see, rectangle. Oh, it's coming out. So it's the same. So I already have it. Let's see, edit. See, yeah, the structure goes all the way there. I can't even drag it all the way across. I don't know. Bookmap's drawing is somewhat to be desired. It sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. It might be because I'm on a Mac. I don't know, but that seems to be an issue. So now we're actually finding resistance here, and it could be coming down. But we're back in the structure here where it broke out of, and now it came back in. Wish I could hide this one and not hide the other one. It's not conducive to drawing Bookmap. So we're in this structure. We're sitting at VWAP and could easily take trade here if you so wanted to risk a small risk reward. Some of you might be skewed down to it, you know, this being resistance and it continuing down back to the bottom of the range, which is like the 35s, 34s. So that's the fun thing of deciphering the market. It's just not going to let me draw it all the way across. So for about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes from the start of the market at 6:30, well, I'm talking Pacific Standard Time here, we've roughly moved, let's see, from 35 to the 47, so 12 points. That's all we've done. So even with this Major move here. Looked like it out of the structure, and now it's came back in. Now it looks like it's gonna break this structure again. See, I gotta not hesitate here. I have a feeling that it's finding the base here. You see this structure, finding some, but it's not clear. Like buyers are not really stepping in strong. That's the one thing that makes me hesitate here. They're not like pushing hard. They're not stepping in on the. If you look in the depth of the market, it's just still really range bound. Ideally, I see move up and then it comes back down into here and then I take it. I mean, in a perfect world, that's what I'd like to see, but again, this is purely based on Bookmap order flow because there's no zone. If you look at TradingView, and then it comes back down into here. Look at trading, I take it. There's really nothing. I mean, in a perfect world, that's just big mess. That's what I'd like to see. Look at the 30-minute chart. If you want to move to 5-minute, I mean, I guess you could purely based there is a little bit of basing. There's no zone. If you look at the VWAP, look at TradingView, but it looks messy as heck. Like how would you even trade that? It comes back down into here. Look at trading, I take it. There's really nothing. I mean, in a there's your structure, and it's still buyers are trying to step in here, but there's just no strong momentum either way. I don't know how that got squished up. That's my biggest, most important line here is the volume profile delta. I don't know why the name is not showing up here at the top of the column, but this is my most important column right here on seeing the positive or negative delta on the aggressive buyer seller side. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. So super exciting stuff, right? We're just moving. What do we move? Like 2 points in the past since 7:35. We're over here at 4:32, 4:30. 3 points, 3-point range. Over here sitting at VWAP. I'm gonna drag this over, but Bookmap is, again, that's the one thing I find really annoying is the drawing tools. Oh well. So I had a limit order here, and I just missed it. Trigger to the positive here. Should have just took a market order. I just think, I mean, it's small advantage here. We have some structure here at the VWAP. It's finding base, and the only thing is here we're still not finding buyers here. It's like stuck here on the buyers, so necessarily doesn't mean it's strong. But I see a lot of sellers holding on to the book here. They might not even be showing up on the book. And yeah, right at VWAP. And before this move at 11, that could be, you know, an easy push up here to this range, but then again, we're not seeing really any buyers, so it kind of might be good that I didn't take that trade, but it's low risk because I would have taken, it just missed my trigger. It would have just been a 1-point stop loss for a 7 point gain, so 6-1 at least. I already would be up 2-3 points. And now the market's starting to move, so I'm probably going to regret not taking that move up there. This was good structure. You know, we're having a lot of resistance here with buyers with buyers on the book, sitting on the book. Sellers tried to push down. And then now here you just have exhaustion where sellers are just minimal and they're just exhaustion. So then buyers are, as a result, are taking over just by the fact that there's just less sellers now. But then there's still no clear move up. Not necessarily saying this would have been a great setup, but it's a low risk, right? If I lose 1 point here, whatever, I lose minimal. But if I'm right, I'm gonna get a 6-1 risk to reward because I'm gonna be targeting up in this high range up here. And I'd be already up about 3.5 points right now if I would have triggered that. I probably should have just taken a market bid.
Sweep ESM for CME buyers at 5,243.25.
All right, so if we want to go back to looking at news real quick. So VWAP is still down. I mean, news real quick. The VIX is still under 1435, which is a key level for me. They're looking for strong momentum in a direction. We also have news at 11 Pacific Standard Time, so it'd be 2 o'clock Eastern Time. VWAP is still down. Huge news, so that's probably why the VIX is still kind of just under 1435, which is a key level for me. I'll get federal funds rate. They're looking for strong momentum in the direction. Statement, press conference. We also having stuff around 2 o'clock. 11 Pacific Standard Time. Go on 2 o'clock. Fortunately, I'm not going to be able to trade huge news, so that's probably why the VIX is still kind of just under 1435, which is a key level for me to happen. But look at that. Oh, that's so frustrating when you see a move like this and you missed it. Just hesitated. Well, I didn't hesitate. I actually had put a limit order on, and it just was 1 tick away. I think it was 1 or 2 ticks away from hitting it. I should have just hit the bid. Sometimes I do a limit order because the market, I know it's just kind of ranging in the area. I can get the best price. Still trying to edit this box here to change my zone here, but again, all this structure right here, VWAP, all right. Again, still not the best conditions trading. You don't have any clear moves. It's one of these market conditions. It's best just if you're going to take a trade and just walk away, give it some breathing room.
Sweep ESM for CME sellers at 5,243.5. Sweep ESM for CME sellers at 5,243.5.
So pretty much my day is done. I missed that trade. I just would have walked away and just set my stop loss, like take profit. I use right now trade of 8, and I would have put it bracketed trade. So what's good about that is if it hit my stop loss or hit my take off, it cancels the rest of the orders, so I can walk away not knowing like, hey, if it hit my stop loss and then went up and then hit my take profit, because it wouldn't cancel. So I do like trade of 8 to the bracketing orders. I usually implement that, and just would have walked away at this point because it's just just an emotional roller coaster. It's not really any movement. It's not going to happen until probably 11 o'clock or 2 o'clock, whatever time zone you're in. Then we'll see a big movement, and then we're going to have plenty of opportunity. You're going to see this ticker tape just go crazy. It's to a dead still right now. This is just watching paint dry. So I'm gonna leave this up for a little bit. I'm gonna walk away. I'm turn off my commentary here as much as I don't know how helpful it is. But again, I'm just new. I'm newer. I've only been trading probably about 6 months using Bookmap, and find it really helpful. And now it's just a matter of me just following my plan. I know my strategy works. It's just going back to making sure you keep your stop loss where you should keep your stop loss and not moving things around too early. That's one of my Achilles heels. So by going live, this is also helping me to make sure I follow my trading plan. So you can journey along with me. You're going to watch my mistakes. I'm going to call out live when I'm in. I'm not going to talk about the money. Because it doesn't really matter. That's irrelevant. If you have the risk reward, it's, it might be a $100 gain to somebody is a $10,000 gain to somebody else. So if it's all about risk to reward. Anyway, so I'm going to walk away. I'm a little annoyed that I missed out on taking a long trade here, because I would have be up about 5.5 points from my entry. VWAP, which was showing strong structure. That's what happens. You take one good trade. I want to be able to take another one and not hesitate. So that's something I'm working on, is being able to not worry about walking away in the market, like not feeling good. Like I would feel extra good because I want to be able to continue to make trades whenever opportunities. If I spot 3 opportunities, 4 opportunities in a day, I want to take them, right? Because there are times, some days you have no opportunities. And if I'm good at being disciplined on when I don't take an opportunity, I also want to be disciplined on when to take an opportunity and not hesitate. So while the market isn't really moving strongly in one direction, it was such low risk down here for me to not take a long. And I had a set limit order, and I was just 1 tick away. I think it was right around here, and I trying to get the very bottom of the price. It doesn't really matter. I should have just bought in, and I have a feeling it's going to go up to this 47 target. I'm only a point and a half from my target. It would have been 6 to 1 risk to reward. So yeah, just would have been a nice little solid little trade. But it is what it is. Still had 1 winning trade. I followed my plan on that, so gotta pat myself on the back whenever you follow your plan. It's not about just winning; it's about when you follow your plan. If I would have lost, I still was determined that it was a win if I just followed my plan. Anyway, you can enjoy the live feed for now. I'm gonna leave it on for a little while longer. I'm gonna walk away because I actually have to get ready for my day job.
Sweep ESM for CME sellers at 5,244.75.
All right, so you're seeing some interesting activity. Sorry, my voice is gone. I don't normally got a cold ear and I got some laryngitis, but you can see this this activity on the book here, where the book comes in. This one looks like it just dropped down, and I guess it's considered more of an iceberg here. They're pushing that down. They're pushing that market down. The question is, did it actually get filled here? It looks like it did get filled. So what is this? 52.45. Yeah, it did get filled. So we got some sellers on the other side of the book absorbing some of the buying up here. Again, not much activity before news. It's that quiet time before the explosion of activity. So we don't got much to talk about. I'm gonna try to go live every day around just before market open, 6:30, and I plan to be live until about this time, maybe a little earlier. I'll end it. So typically I'm done by 8:30, 8:30, 9 o'clock. So it may be around a different time, but usually I'll end the stream around that time.
Sweep ESM for CME sellers at 5,242.75.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I gotta head out. Should be back on tomorrow about 6:20 or so. I'll probably start the live stream live about 10 minutes or so before market, 5 to 10 minutes before market open tomorrow, and you can join me then. Hope to see you there. Thanks for joining.